Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first episode of Dear Candidate. Today, I am joined by Lewis Campbell from Harrisons Recruitment.
Hello.
And yeah, he's just going to give us a few insights on what it's like to be a recruiter, as well as some tips, break a few stereotypes about recruitment, and hopefully give fellow recruiters, as well as job seekers, some advice. So, Lewis, thank you for coming with me
No
today.
problem. No problem.
Um, so tell me a bit about yourself. How long have you been in recruitment?
It is going to be going on five 5 years this year. So yeah, it is flying by to be honest.
Wow, same company?
Yeah, yeah, all at the same company. So
Mm.
yeah, it's really starting to fly by. It's quite different compared to when I started, as in the role that I'm working in. But yeah, it's been a real roller coaster, and it's
Oh.
kept interesting.
Oh, what did you start as?
Well, it was actually starting as a apprentice, so I was doing a lot of sort of BD, actually cold calling, for our recruitment platform. And yeah, it's changed quite a bit since then. So it's not really what I expected. Um, yeah, it is quite different, but really interesting.
Oh, okay. So you mentioned it's not what you expected. Did you have a specific thing in mind of what you thought recruitment was going to be versus what it turned out to be?
I mean, to be honest, going into it um, straight from the bat, before the interview, I didn't really know too much about recruitment. It
No one
was,
seems to.
yeah, I didn't really know too much about it at all, to be honest. I mean, once I got into it, you start seeing sort of little bits on LinkedIn about what to expect. But until you're really on the phone actually speaking to clients, you don't really know how it's going to be, the rejection sort of rejection handling that you have to do.
Do you, you mentioned rejection. Do you get rejected often?
Yeah, I mean, like for a month straight when I was starting, I got rejected like 9 times out of 10 on every call. So it was a really steep learning curve, especially for myself because I was quite shy coming into it. But you take that on quite quickly and you learn to just handle and harness that rejection, and get better with every call, basically.
I see. It sounds like a lot of something that job seekers have to go through. They apply to
Yeah,
20
for
jobs
sure.
and get rejected, at 19 or something.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I guess you have to face that every day as well, then, don't you?
yeah, yeah. It really makes you have a thick skin.
Ah,
So yeah, it's really good for that.
okay. That's really, really good. Can you tell us like one recruitment stereotype that people tend to think about recruiters that
Yeah.
isn't true, or you just, make want to make people aware?
I mean, there is a stereotype of sort of lads culture and sort of a boiler room, sort of Wolf of Wall Street type culture. There are businesses like that out there, but I've seen that there are plenty of businesses that aren't like that, and there's really small, close knit businesses, even bigger businesses that are really sort of taking care of their actual employees, aren't that lads culture, aren't going out for sort of booze lunches every day, but actually taking care of their employees basically. And yeah, quite nice environments to work in, to be honest.
Mm. Okay. So, when clients or candidates approach you, what is one thing or like a few things that you wish they knew before approaching you or had ready on hand before
I
speaking with
think
you?
when it's with clients, definitely a clearer idea of what they're actually looking for. Um, Coming from sort of rec to rec background, a lot of clients that approach us, they some of them will just literally give us a description of they want a good candidate, and that's the whole description of what they will
I'm
give.
sorry, a good candidate.
Yeah,
What does that
yeah,
mean?
that's exactly it. So having actually a clear set of indicators of what you're looking for, prerequisite of types of billings that you're looking for, types of background experience, is really important, just to really shut out the noise and make sure that you're getting just the people that you're really looking for at the end of the day. Um,
Okay. And how does that translate to when it comes to candidates, job seekers who are looking for work? Because if they're giving you
yeah.
such a vague description, how are you then going to translate that to job seekers when you're resourcing?
Yeah, I mean, whenever a client comes to us or myself with that kind of description, it's really about asking the right questions and really digging into what a good candidate would be for them. So, what kind of experience could they expect? What kind of billings? What kind of background, sort of markets they've worked on? Um, how that candidate's actually going to benefit from their environment, and then I can actually go to that candidate and say, this is what they're offering, this is what they're expecting. Is this something that might be of interest to you? And obviously pitch it to that candidate at that point.
Oh, okay. So it's not just asking the client what is expected of the candidate, what is this, what is that. It's also saying, well, you want an amazing candidate. The candidate also wants an amazing job. What do you have to offer in return?
Exactly, yeah.
Ah, okay. So cool. And then when you go looking for candidates, or like, you'd be posting a job ad, you'd be looking on LinkedIn, referrals, so on and so on. Um, what is that you most, you commonly see, and you're like, please don't do that.
um, that is a good question. I'd say putting pictures on CVs. I know it's quite a normal thing in certain parts of Europe, but especially in sort of UK, there's just really no need for candidates to put their picture on CVs, and it just opens up um, potential
Prejudice.
discrimination, obviously. So
Mm,
I'd say definitely having a look at what sort of the normal CV standards are for the UK
mm.
for candidates, and yeah, making sure that they aren't putting uh, their their picture on there and not putting their full address as well, which isn't really needed, just their general location.
That's actually a really good tip because a lot of people put their whole address on there, including
Yeah.
the the house number, which is it's information you don't really want to give the public.
Yeah, and a lot
And
of candidates don't realize, especially when they're not in the recruitment space, is that once they apply for a role on like Reed or any other recruitment platform, their CV is going out there. So they basically put their address out to everyone.
okay, so I've asked you all of these questions, and but now I'm just getting to the really well, the one question that I want to know. When it comes to dealing with clients or
Mm.
candidates, your what is the thing that really peeves you?
Um, you know what I would say? It is so basic and quite cliche, but treating people how you want to be treated. The reason being is that, especially in the rec to rec space, for some reason, a lot of rec to recs have really bad image, and recruitment agencies treat them badly. Um, so I'd say, just especially to clients, obviously they know working in the recruitment space that you're going to get it. You're going to be treated badly by some of your clients. So I think be treated how you treat your clients and the rec to recs that you work with, how you want to be treated as well. And especially with candidates as well, some of them can come across rude sometimes as well. Obviously, they're getting headhunted all day, or they might be contacted too much, which I completely understand where they're coming from. But again, just try and treat people with respect, because you never know when you might have to actually work with that recruiter and it backfires on you. Basically, you've already got a bad image in their mind.
It sounds like you've had to deal with that before.
Yeah, a couple of times.
With clients, I feel like if you want, if they want to work with you, the least they can do is treat you with respect and give you their time, the time that
Sure.
you deserve so that you can carry out your work.
If you're not interested at the end of the day, and this is for clients and candidates, if you're not interested, then you just cut it off politely, saying,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I don't want to take this any further."
Okay, so last question for you.
Sure.
If you had one piece of advice to give to either a client or a job seeker, fellow recruiters, or anyone in general, really, then what would be one Lewis piece of advice that you'd give them?
Um, yeah, I'd say just carrying on from the two things I said, being specific
Mm,
and having clear intentions of what you're looking for, and that's both clients and candidates.
Yeah.
and yeah, respecting the people that you're working with throughout that process.
All right. Okay. I lied. There's one more question then because you've answered that way. What about when they don't know, especially if it's a new business client side, or if it's someone who's looking for work but they have no idea what they're looking for. They know they want to go to the next step, but they just don't know how to get there.
Yeah, I would say there's so much information online. Like there's unlimited amount of information on YouTube, on Google, uh, on every sector.
Okay.
Have a detailed look into sort of next steps that people have taken in their career, um, or maybe even have a look at a few potential people that you really admire in your sector.
Okay.
See how they've gotten there, and
All
maybe have
right.
a chat with them, connect with them on LinkedIn, see how they've gotten there and what steps they've taken, basically.
All right. But what about you as a recruiter? What can you do for them to help?
Um,
So let's say a client
give them,
came to you.
yeah,
He or she or they came to you and said, I need to hire someone, I've started out a new
yeah,
business. I need someone who can, I can rely on. What
sure,
would be, how would you handle that? What would be your advice to them to find the
yeah.
right person?
Well, I'd say first of all, use Harrisons Recruitment. um, I would just again ask the right questions. So find out what they really need, what they need in that person to fill the gaps in their business and take their business to the next level. Um, and then offer them advice on the right sort of recruiting avenues. So it might be using direct like Harrison's Recruitment or another recruitment agency. It might be a recruitment platform. It might be posting more online, doing videos like we're doing right now to really build their brand and get people coming to them directly.
Okay. Okay, so basically, to just sum it all up, you'd speak with them, you'd find out what they're missing in their business, and
Yeah,
then help them, identify the right person and then how to get that person.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, I think that is it. Thank you very
Cool.
much for speaking with me. It is a very short video. If you are interested in being, in one of these videos, please just let me know. Feel free to DM me on LinkedIn or on Apply4U. I'll put my profile link in the description. And yeah, we'll just take it from there. All right. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining me, Lewis.
No problem at all.
All right. Thanks.